My name is Chef Fernando Mojica. I'm a chef mentor with Coffee Online. Well, my passion for culinary arts first began when I was about 12 years old. My father is also a chef, so I've always kind of had that background in me. I will see him cook at home. I will see him come home with his chef uniform. So that's how my passion began. I started kind of hanging around with him a little bit, watching how he cooked and seeing what he did. So that's where my passion began when I was about 12 years old. So I first began working in the industry when I was 14 years old. What happened was my dad was a chef at a restaurant in the city in Chicago, and on Friday nights and Saturdays and Sunday mornings he hired me as a dishwasher. So I was only allowed to work on the weekends when there was no school the next day. So I would come in and be the dishwasher for his restaurant. And that's how I got started. That went on for about a year or so. And then eventually I was allowed to start doing some prep. I would start peeling potatoes, I would start cutting some lettuce, I would start breading perch. And I did that for about a year. And then after that, was allowed to become a prep cook. And from there, I just kind of moved through the line, became a line cook, and eventually became a chef. So my background is it's very diverse. Like I said, I first started working in the industry at a small family-owned restaurant in the city of Chicago. From there, I moved to sports and entertainment. And what sports and entertainment was, I was actually a cook, and then became a back of the house supervisor, and then I became a sous chef in a lot of different sports arenas. So we will work. The company I used to work for did a lot of sports and arenas. We focus a lot on upscale, high-end food that you will normally not find at a ballpark. So you were pleasantly surprised when you went to the ballpark and ordered a hamburger, a hot dog, or you will find anything from a hamburger and a hot dog to barbecue and grilled chickens, and we'll find upscale pastas and a lot of different things. So I did that for a little while, and then after that I also did a lot of upscale steakhouses throughout the United States. I've been a chef in a lot of different cities throughout the United States. I traveled a lot of the United States. I've traveled pretty much all of the United States. I've seen very little of it, but I've done a lot of working in a lot of different places throughout different cities. I've also done a lot of culinary competitions. I'm an avid competitor, so I try to keep myself focused and myself on target by doing a lot of culinary competitions. So the advice I will give to culinary students, it's really focus, really learn your basics, really make sure that you really have a strong understanding and a strong fundamental skills, because it's like building a house. You can't have a big house if your fundamentals and your base isn't there. So learn how to roast properly, learn how to saute properly, learn your knife cuts, really get really good at that, get really strong with those fundamentals so you can further your education a little bit more. Push yourself to learn. Don't be just, if you learn one thing today in school, do some research, go back the next day, make sure you learn the whys, the hows, how do I do these 2 or 3 different ways, and ask questions. You know, if you don't ask something, nobody's gonna tell you if you don't ask. So make sure you ask questions, get yourself involved, get yourself out there, get your name out there, so that people start knowing you in the industry, and then they can start, again, they can maybe hire you down the road, or they know of someone that's looking for a job and they might end up hiring you, so get involved. I would say compete a lot. Whether it's writing a recipe at a competition that you're just gonna write, all you have to do is write a recipe, and actually going out there and putting yourself out there in front of judges and cooking, that's only gonna make you a better cook, a better student, and a better chef eventually. So get involved, learn your basics, make sure that you have all of that before you further on your career. If you're considering a career in the culinary industry, my advice to you will be get a job in the industry first. A lot of people want to be chefs, and not all of them want to do it for the right reasons. This is a tough industry. Let's be honest, this is an industry where we're out working when everybody else is partying. It's weekends, it's nights, it's long days, it's summers, it's a lot of hours, a lot of days. So get yourself out there, get a job in a restaurant, make sure that you like it, make sure that you can handle it, and then after that, If you really like it and if you really enjoy it, then go ahead and enroll in a culinary school. But there's no point of you going through the process and going through a culinary school if you're gonna leave the industry after a year after you graduate. So that's my advice to you. If you're considering being a chef, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons and make sure you really, really like it.